Right now, today, you can still walk into a shop or go online and buy everything on this list at a normal price. Nobody is fighting over it, nobody is panic buying it, nobody is paying double for it on Marketplace. But that window does not stay open forever, because every single time Britain hits a rough patch, the same pattern plays out. The items that matter most get expensive fast, and the people who waited too long end up paying through the nose for things they could have bought last week for half the price. And I am not talking about gold bars and gas masks. I am talking about boring, normal, household items that quietly become the most valuable things in your home when pressure builds. Before we get into it, subscribe if you want calm, practical UK preparedness, and comment below which item you think will get hardest to find first. I want to see what people are already noticing where they live. Now let me set something straight because this matters. I am not telling you to panic buy. Panic buying is one of the worst things you can do. It is reactive, it is sloppy, it is expensive, and it makes the problem worse for everyone. What I am telling you is the opposite of that. I am telling you to think clearly right now, while things are still relatively normal, and quietly pick up the things that always get hit first when life in Britain starts tightening. Because there is a pattern. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. Every time fuel spikes, every time supply chains wobble, every time a storm rolls through, every time headlines start rattling confidence, the same categories of items go through the same cycle. First, they get slightly harder to find. Then delivery times stretch. Then prices start creeping. Then certain brands and sizes disappear from shelves. Then the substitutes go. Then people start noticing. Then people start reacting. And by that point, you are not buying smart anymore. You are buying scared. And scared buying always costs more. So here's what I want to do in this video. I want to walk you through the items that historically spike the hardest and fastest in the UK when things get rough. Not because I want to frighten you, because I want you to have them already when the price moves. That is the whole game. Buying boring things at boring prices before they become expensive things at painful prices. Let us get into it. Batteries. Every single time. Without fail. The moment any kind of disruption hits, batteries vanish. AA and AAA first, then D cells, then the less common sizes. And the price movement is brutal because batteries are small, light, easy to hoard, and impossible to substitute. You cannot improvise a battery. You either have them or you do not. And when the torches come out, and the radios come out, and the clocks need resetting, and the kids' toys need powering, and everyone suddenly realizes they own 15 things that need batteries and 0 spare ones, the scramble begins. Buy them now. Buy the brands you trust. Store them cool and dry. Rotate them. And do not make the mistake of buying one pack and thinking you are sorted. Think about every device in your house that runs on batteries and count backwards from there. That is your real number. Torches and lanterns. The partner to batteries in the same pattern. When people buy batteries, they also realize their torch is missing, broken, or rubbish. So torches spike at exactly the same time. And the good ones go first. The decent rechargeable ones, the ones with multiple modes, the ones that actually throw proper light. They disappear online and in shops within days of any major disruption. What is left is the overpriced junk or the ones with 5-week delivery times. Get yours now. One for the bedroom, one for the front door, one in the car. And make sure they work. A torch in a drawer with dead batteries is not a torch. It is a disappointment in the dark. Portable power stations and power banks. This is where the price spikes get truly painful, because these are not cheap items to begin with. A decent portable power station already costs a fair bit at normal prices, but when a prolonged outage hits, or when the grid starts looking shaky, or when headlines start talking about energy security, the demand surges overnight. Suddenly the mid-range units are sold out, the budget ones are gone, and the only ones left are either massively overpriced or on back order for weeks. Power banks follow the same curve but faster, because they are cheaper, and more people buy them impulsively once they realize their phone is their lifeline. Buy your power bank now, charge it, keep it charged, and if you have been thinking about a power station, stop thinking and start acting, because that is an item where waiting genuinely costs you money. Fuel cans and fuel storage. Notice I did not say fuel itself, I said fuel cans, because when fuel anxiety starts building, people do not just queue at the pumps, they start looking for jerry cans, and every single time that happens, the cans themselves become almost impossible to find. The legal ones, the proper UN-approved ones, the metal ones that actually store fuel safely, they sell out fast and the replacements come in at inflated prices with long waits. If you want the option to carry or store a sensible amount of fuel legally and safely, buy the can now while nobody cares. Keep it clean, keep it stored properly, and keep it ready. The mistake is waiting until the queues form, and then trying to find a jerry can at the same time as everyone else. By that point, you are paying double or settling for something dodgy. Water storage and filtration. Water containers, collapsible water carriers, and decent water filters all follow the same curve. Normal price, normal availability, nobody thinking about them. Then a contamination scare hits, or a boil notice drops, or a burst main takes out half a postcode, and suddenly everyone wants water storage at the same time. The big food-grade containers go first, then the collapsible carriers, then the filters, and the prices climb accordingly. A gravity water filter that costs 40 quid today could easily be 60 or 70 during a crisis, if you can find one at all. Buy it now, learn it now, store it now. Water is the one thing your household cannot compromise on, and the one thing most British homes have zero backup for. Camping stoves and gas canisters. Every winter, every power cut, every disruption. Camping stoves and their gas canisters spike in both price and demand, because the moment people cannot use their electric hob, or their gas boiler is down, or the kitchen is cold and dark, they all have the same thought at the same time. I need a way to cook. And then the outdoor shops and the online listings get hammered. The sensible little single burner stoves go first. Then the canisters start running low. Then people start paying stupid money for something that was sitting on a shelf for 8 quid last month. Get yours now. Get spare canisters. And for the love of everything sensible, learn how to use it safely with proper ventilation before you need it in an emergency. The people who get hurt are not the ones who prepared. They are the ones who improvised badly under pressure. Thermal clothing and sleeping bags. This one creeps up on people because they think of sleeping bags as camping gear, not survival gear. But in a prolonged UK winter power cut, your sleeping bag becomes the most important item in your house. And when enough people figure that out, the decent ones vanish. Not the ultra cheap ones that offer no real warmth, the properly rated ones. The ones that actually keep you warm below 10 degrees, below 5 degrees, below 0. Those disappear. And thermal base layers go with them. Merino wool, proper thermals, heat retention socks, all of it. Buy your sleeping bags now while they are just camping gear. Buy your thermals now while they are just clothing. Because the moment they become survival essentials, the price reflects that instantly. Long life food staples. Tinned goods, rice, pasta, oats, cooking oil, UHT milk, dried lentils, peanut butter, honey. These are the items that move from normal weekly shop pricing to noticeable inflation the fastest when supply pressure builds. And it does not take a full-blown crisis to trigger it. A fuel spike alone can do it because diesel moves every single item on that list from warehouse to shelf. When transport costs jump, food prices follow. When food prices jump, people start buying ahead. When people buy ahead, availability tightens. When availability tightens, prices jump again. It is a self-reinforcing loop, and the people caught inside it are always the ones who waited. Build your buffer now. Not a bunker, a buffer. 2 weeks of what your family already eats, bought at today's prices, rotated through your normal meals. That is not hoarding. That is just being sensible with your money and your family's comfort. Medical supplies and over-the-counter medication. Paracetamol, ibuprofen, antiseptic, plasters, bandages, cold and flu remedies, antihistamines, rehydration sachets. All of it follows the same pattern. Normal price, full shelves, nobody thinking about it. Then a disruption hits, and suddenly everyone is trying to top up their medicine cabinet at the same time. And because a lot of these items already have purchase limits in UK pharmacies, the restocking takes longer than people expect. If your household relies on any regular medication, talk to your GP or pharmacist about building a sensible buffer. And for over-the-counter basics, just keep a properly stocked first aid kit and check it twice a year. The mistake is assuming the chemist will always have what you need on the day you need it. It usually does. Until it does not. And that one time it does not is the time that matters. Candles, matches, and firelighters. Old-fashioned and completely underestimated. When the power goes out, people reach for candles. Every time. And every time, the good ones are gone faster than you would believe. Proper long-burn candles, not the decorative ones that last 40 minutes and smell like vanilla. Real ones. Emergency candles, tea lights in bulk, storm matches, long-reach lighters, fire lighters for anyone with a wood burner or fireplace. These are items that cost almost nothing today and become genuinely difficult to source when demand spikes. Grab a box of long burn candles, a couple of boxes of matches, and a few lighters. Store them dry, keep them accessible, and remember that candles are also a fire risk, so never leave them unattended and always have them on a stable surface away from anything flammable. So there is the pattern. Batteries, torches, power stations, fuel cans, water storage and filters, camping stoves and gas, thermal clothing and sleeping bags, long-life food, medical supplies, and candles and matches. None of these are exotic. None of them are extreme. Every single one of them is available right now at a normal price. But every single one of them has a proven history of spiking in price or disappearing from shelves the moment pressure builds in this country. And here is the bit that should make this decision easy for you. If nothing happens, you have spent a small amount of money on things your household will use anyway. Batteries get used, food gets eaten, torches get used on dog walks, sleeping bags come out for camping, medical supplies get used for scraped knees and headaches. You lose nothing. But if something does happen, if fuel spikes, if shelves go patchy, if power wobbles, if prices climb and availability drops, you are not the person paying double. You are not the person queuing. You are not the person refreshing Amazon at midnight hoping a torch comes back in stock. You are the person who already has it, already sorted, already calm. And that is the difference between preparation and panic. Preparation costs you a bit of money and a bit of thought at normal prices during a normal week. Panic costs you a lot of money and a lot of stress at inflated prices during the worst possible week. Every single time, the people who moved early paid less, stressed less, and handled it better. Every single time, the people who waited wished they had not. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Pick 3 items from this list. Just 3. The ones your household is weakest on right now. And sort them this week. Not next month, not when the headlines get worse, not when someone on the news tells you it is time to worry. This week. Calmly, quietly, at today's prices. Because that is how smart households work. They do not react to the crisis. They prepare before it. And if you want the exact items and brands I personally recommend, my full kit list is linked in the description. Go through it at your own pace, pick off what makes sense for your home, and build your setup properly without the drama and without the rush. If this helped, smash like, subscribe, and comment below which item on this list you are going to grab first. And if you want to know what the first 72 hours of a real UK disruption actually looks like, and what catches most families completely off guard, click the video on screen now. Click it,